Hello, welcome to Boardgames with Niramas. I'm Joseph or Niramas, and I'm here today with Drako, of course. He's here as always. So, today we're going to do something out of the ordinary, and this is something that is in some ways a little bit tricky. I am going to recommend other YouTube channels. YouTube channels that do board games and card games, and in some ways are similar to what I do and what Drako is doing here on this channel. Now, to start off, I want to be clear that this is not a top list. It's not like a top 10 or something like that. I'm not ranking these channels in any way. Basically, I'm just going to mention a bunch of channels that I watch a lot, that Drako likes to watch, and, people I like to, do. In the future, we'll do some collabs with some of these as well, and so on. That's coming in. You might wonder when you look at the thumbnail for this video, it's like 5,000 subscriber marked, and we're not at 5,000 subscribers yet. So what is he doing? Why is he celebrating already? Well, the real reason for that is once we hit 5,000 subscribers, which is fairly close right now, then we're going to do a celebration weekend. I have talked about this earlier, and so on. There's going to be a celebration weekend sometime in September, as it looks now. And in that weekend, I'm going to do collab videos and a huge giveaway. It's going to be really fun. I'm going to be able to give away a lot of fun stuff to my subscribers, to my viewers. And it is also going to be live streams, Q&As. There's going to be a bunch of fun videos in different ways. Now, I realized that I can't do too many videos in one weekend, right? So I have to start off a little bit. I'm going to start celebrating already. So I'm going to start with this video. This will be the first one out there in the celebration. And, if you like what I'm doing on the channel, if you like what you're watching, then, subscribe to the channel. That helps out. And that also brings us to that 5,000 mark so we can do the whole celebration weekend soon. So to get started here, as I said, it's not a ranking. There's going to be a bunch of channels that I do like. I like what they're doing, but they're not going to be on the list. I had to limit it to some. And of course, there are a bunch of other good channels out there. So if you're not on the list, if you're watching this, I'm sorry I couldn't fit everyone. It might be that I still like your channel. I still watch it occasionally, right? And I might watch it more in the future. And okay, so let's get going and start talking about other YouTubers. Okay, so let's start off with I think the biggest one out there these days. The Dice Tower is a channel that I of course watched a lot, during a lot of years. It's been a lot of years since I discovered the Dice Tower, and it means something special for me because Tom Vassell and C. Garcia and Sam Healy, that when I started watching their top 10 lists and all that, it's been like a university for me almost in board game community, or like board game knowledge. I learned so much from watching their videos and Tom's reviews, and their top 10 list especially, I think, is my favorite here. Now, they do a lot of videos. They do a lot of different kinds of videos, which is also something that has inspired me because, my channel, unlike a lot of channels are like focusing. They're doing like solo playthroughs only, or they're doing, 2-player, or they're doing a certain style. And from the start, I always had this vision of more wanting to build like a network of, like basically what you can see on TV. You see a bunch of different shows, right? I want to have that, even though I'm mostly starring them myself together with Drako, of course. But I try when I can, I try to bring in friends and do different kinds of videos. I do like convention coverage and all that. So the Dice Tower has inspired me a lot in that way. I really like how they make quality content, even though it's like so many different people that are doing the content. And I really like. I was sad to see Sam Healy, leave, but I think Mike DeLisio and Roy Kennedy has really stepped up and I really enjoy watching those guys as well these days. So yeah, and of course a bunch of other contributors that they have as well on the channel. So the Dice Tower had to be on my list for sure. Next up is Rob's Gaming Table. This is one that I watch a lot because Rob and Mel, his wife, they're doing a lot of live streams. I think they're the ones doing the most board game live streams on YouTube that I know about, and they're doing it in such a good way. They're doing this kind of green screen like I have here when I'm sitting. You can see them as they play games. They do these long series of games, which I like. So like They did like Gloomhaven, you know, full campaign, Gloomhaven, Jaws of the Lion, Tainted Grail. I watched their whole Tainted Grail. That's more, for me, that's like watching a TV show. It's more like entertainment, right? I can, you know, sit back and watch for hours, and it's basically, you know, running as I might, you know, like I do when I watch TV. Might do stuff on my phone or a little bit on the computer, but I have it running in the background, and I'm like, oh, I want to see how they're doing. I love the Aeon's End they done. Too Many Bones, Mage Knight. They have a 7 continent. They have so many good playthroughs here, and long series where you can really dive deep into the videos and just enjoy the content. And I also really like how they have this sort of style of, I mean, I do some live streams, but I always try to, I'm not that as good as Rob is and Mel on sort of interacting with the live chat, which I think they do really well. You really feel like when you join their live stream and you watch it, you really feel like you're welcome to the stream, and yeah, that's just such a great atmosphere that they bring to the community. And I also did record a top 5 adventure games list together with Rob, so that is coming during that celebration weekend soon, and then you can check out as we discuss board games together. So that's going to be really fun to bring you. And next up, we have something special for me. These are Come Play with E is a channel where Wendy and her daughter Emily is playing games together, showing off games, and you know they do these like, you know, playthroughs, and they have some unboxings and so on. And they're a small channel, and you know, if you have kids, you want recommendations for good games you can play with your kids, you can go check them out. You can check out how you know, what kind of games Emily likes as well, and that could be a good, you know, recommendation source for you. And it's I really like how they do this, and I really want to support them in any way I can. So I want to mention Come Play with E here as well. Go check them out, and yeah, let's go to the next one.
Do you want to keep this little dragon this happy all day long? Then like the video.
And next up here we have JonGetsGames, which is a channel I've been watching for a very long time, and I've watched most of the content that John has put out here. So he's doing, well, he used to do full playthroughs, which was 3-player, and you know, handle it all for himself, like 3 players, different colors. And I've been so impressed by how he did this, and yeah, it's just such a good way to learn a game, and as also entertainment to watch. It's like you see it played with 3 players, right? Now he recently stopped doing these full playthroughs. Now he's doing the tutorials and sort of partial playthroughs, what I used to call run-throughs, basically, on my channel. It's like I do run-throughs, that's just a quick little thing out of it, and if I do a playthrough, then that's the whole thing. But I really enjoy his stuff here, and he's also doing these like games radar, where he talks about new games. He's doing these like vlogs and all that. I think he's doing a really professional job. He's been like a inspiration for me in trying to get, you know, better quality and having a good, you know, serious and professional vibe around how you do content on YouTube. So I'm really impressed by John, and I really like John Gets Games. And then we have Board Gaming Ramblings, my fellow Nordic countrymen. They are from Norway, so they live fairly close to me actually, because I live on the Swedish coast near Norway. So yeah, these guys do, well, they do English content, so they do ramblings mostly. They talk about games, they do top lists, they do reviews, and you know, they also recently are starting to do playthroughs as well, and they're going to do more playthroughs from what I've heard here. And yeah, such a nice people. I met them down in Essenspiel, where Norwegians and Swedes meet in Germany. But yeah, that's how it works in our hobby, I guess. And yeah, just such a good energy that they bring. You can really see how they love board games and board gaming, and how fun they're having talking about games. So I really recommend you to check out Board Gaming Ramblings. And then we have Paul over at Gaming Rules. This is such a good name, Gaming Rules, and then the exclamation mark. So it's like Gaming Rules or Gaming Rules, because he's doing rules. Well, he's doing a lot of stuff these days. He's doing playthroughs and doing these like playthroughs on, you know, virtual, like Tabletopia and stuff like that these days. And he's doing so many videos. He's a really productive guy. I really enjoy his tutorials. That's where I found him some years ago and started watching his stuff, because he's doing these really well made how to play videos. But then I also enjoy watching him play, solo playthroughs, or when he invites people in there as well to play. And yeah, really good stuff. I think a lot of people already, heard of gaming rules. So, but I really enjoy watching it, and I mean, this is my go-to if like I'm gonna learn how to play a game. I will go to gaming rules to learn. I want to talk about a small one here, which is Claude fan Keyforge. This is, of course, only Keyforge content. So if you don't like Keyforge, then but if you like Keyforge, or you're interested in Keyforge, and you want to, especially if you like what I do, because I really enjoy his content. I support him on Patreon. I think he's doing such a good, he's doing deck reviews basically, which is what I'm doing as well when I'm a lot with Keyforge on my channel. And I think we started off doing Keyforge content at the same time, basically, even though I've been doing this a longer time than he has. But yeah, he's basically, it's not a comedy, but it's still, I find it funny at times as well, because he has these like remarks or comments on the decks that he's opening and so on, which I do. It's my kind of humor. It's like subtle. So yeah, I do like his Keyforge videos, and go check him out if you're interested in Keyforge. And then we have another playthrough channel. This is a very focused, in many ways, playthrough channel, One-Stop Co-op Shop. This is a channel that started, I think, basically when I started. I think we started at the same time, and back then it was Colin who was, doing all the content. Now he's joined by Mike, and I think maybe some other guys as well. He's doing these like reviews, this 5 in 5, where I think there are 5 guys. I don't really watch his reviews. I watch his playthroughs mainly. But he's doing really good playthroughs, really good content, and he often has like a little, like, I watch a lot of his videos, but like some of my favorites have been like This War of Mine or 7th Continent, where he's putting in some little sound effects at times, or some little thematic music at the beginning of the video or stuff like that. And he's just doing it or they are doing it in such a good way, because it's not too much, it's not all the time. But I remember from watching 7th Continent playthrough, where there was some waves in the background as you walk down the first little island that you start on. They've been really good at giving you that feeling of how the game feels, the thematic feel in the game. And it's not just about mechanical how to play the game, it's more like story evolving or so on. So yeah, I really like One-Stop Co-op Shop. It's one of my really old favorites. And the next up is Naveen and Monique over at Before You Play. Now this is a couple that I met at Spiel last year. We just randomly got like a match together because we were going to play Glenmore 2 at Fun Tales. They had this like invite for content creators or media people to try Glenmore 2. And so me and Martin ended up playing a full game together with these guys, and we had such a good time. And even though I was kind of tired and it was kind of chaotic to play a full game in the middle of the crowd, but yeah, it was really nice to meet them, and we kept in contact. And I really enjoy their content that they've been doing. It's just such a nice quality to their content, such a nice feeling and atmosphere. And it's very clear and very. It's easy to learn games by watching their playthroughs. They do. Basically just, I think they only do playthroughs these days too. So they used to do a few vlogs. Yeah, they do some vlogs as well. I haven't checked the latest vlog, but some how to play as well. And I also recorded a top 5 Euro games list together with Monique and recently. So that's coming on the 5K subscriber weekend again. A little pointer over to that one. And yeah, such a good content. They done these series lately, which is really cool, with like Vita Lacerda games, and now they started one with the Port Royale. They're gonna do the whole like Alexander Pfister game series. Check out Before You Play. And then something similar in some ways, because Antlab Games, Anthony and Francis, they do playthroughs as well. They've been doing this quite a long time. I think they started before I did, and they do very, very high quality playthroughs. They have like a good setup of cameras. The light is good, the sound is good, everything is good about their videos. They do very relaxed, I would say. It's like when you watch their videos, it's not that strict and it doesn't feel, you know, it's not scripted in any way, right? So it feels very relaxed, and they are having fun playing the games, and they, you know, they can send that feeling basically of how the game makes them feel over through the screen over to me watching, and I can get a sense of, you know, how the game feels to play. So really enjoy their content. Now they just got a baby, which is awesome, of course, but that's why I think they haven't put out any content for a little while here, but I'm sure they'll be back soon as well. And really enjoy JonGetsGames. I really feel like I got a, you know, when you watch a channel for a long time, you watch people play through games, you get like a sense for what kind of games they like and how they interact with the games and so on. And, you know, I feel very connected to JonGetsGames in that sense, so I really recommend them. Next up here is Drako's favorite channel on YouTube these days. He wants to watch everything from the Dragon's Tomb, and yeah, he tells me that it's so much better than my stuff. I don't know. I just, you know, it's very, very well produced and good videos. If you really want to learn how to play games the proper way, go check out the Dragon's Tomb. Such a good channel. Jeff is doing an amazing job at his channel, and I really respect what he's doing. So yeah, the Dragon's Tomb, I'm not going to talk too much about it. It's more fun if you actually go and watch these videos, because you might be a bit surprised. Then we have Tom over at Slickerdrips. Now, Slickerdrips is a channel where he plays board games, but he's doing it, he's doing like a, not that many people do this anymore, but he's doing like the Rahdo formula, basically, where he has both the handheld camera and a static cam, and you can choose which way you want to see it, which is cool, because then you get a choice of how you want to watch the playthroughs. And I mean, he's such an active guy. He's been doing so many videos. Wow. Again, haven't watched the latest ones because there's so much content, and I'm doing a lot of content myself these days. But, you know, once in a while, I really like to watch his playthroughs and just, you know, get a sense for how a game is played, and, you know, learn games. And yeah, I think he's doing it really well. He's really professional about what he's doing. He's really taking it seriously, which I respect a lot. So yeah, Slickerdrips, go check him out. This is the channel that has inspired me the most to make a YouTube channel to begin with, and Rahdo runs through, or Rahdo, is, you know, just such a good channel. And I mean, this has been a channel I've been I watched this for you know, years and years, and I got inspired by the whole energy level that Richard Rahdo has, and how he can, like, it could be a dry Euro game, right, that he has on his table, but the way he, you know, goes through the screen, basically, the way he talks to the camera, to the viewers, and the way he can describe to you how the game feels to play, the hard decisions that you face, and the thought process behind decisions, and all that. I love that. He can bring out the positives in a game that he's playing and describe it very well. And yeah, so much good content. And, you know, I listen to his podcast, you know, as soon as he posts a new podcast. I love that podcast as well. And I really respect him, you know, not just for his content creation, because I think he's a good, you know, he's a good guy. He has these, you know, very good values and so. Yeah, I really like his style as well. I mean, he has evolved a lot. Like, when I started watching him, it was like a shaky mobile phone camera, so that wasn't that great back then. But I mean, these days it's looking great. He has everything, you know, set up in place with his studio and everything. And, you know, he also inspired me with the actual. I stole it from him, copied it from him. The whole using the green screen on my feed, so that, like, when I do my playthroughs these days, a lot of times I can just, you know, have it on, so I can just put out the card on it, and then the card shows up big on the screen. I think that's such a cool feature, and it also it's so good because you don't have to edit that much, which is awesome, and it zooms in. So yeah, that's something that I learned, and there's a lot of things I learned from watching Rahdo's videos all through the years here. And yeah, just such a good content. I think most people that are watching this already knows about Rahdo, but you know, I still want to give him a, you know, shout out and you know, say thank you for all those great videos through the years. And the final YouTube channel that I will be talking about today is Watch It Played. I mean, it's a huge channel, of course. I think most people know about it, but I couldn't really, skip over it because Rodney Smith has really been a huge inspiration for me in making my own content. Now, we're doing very different type of content. I mean, I'm not doing how to play videos. I did a few, a few times. I did that, but it's very, very hard. It's way easier. It's easier for what I'm doing, which like playthroughs and wow, I feel like playing this game, so I'll put it on the table and I'll play it. I don't script things, which I think Rodney does at least, because otherwise I don't know how he can keep all that stuff in his head. So, but I mean, he's doing such a different type, kind of videos than I do. But I have been inspired by his. I don't know. I know this guy, if he ever gets depressed, because he seems so happy all the time and he seems so into it and so excited about what he's talking about games. So I mean, that whole love for board games, that has really inspired me. And I have watched his videos a lot of times to learn how to play a game as well. But I like that he's also doing a little bit, now and then he's doing some kind of playthroughs and so on. I like that stuff. I want to see more of that from him. So yeah, so of course Watch It Played had to be on the list as well. And it's been, a mix of big and small channels. I hope you enjoy this list. Again, there's other channels that are really good that aren't on here, but I had to limit it to some degree, and I might do something like this again later on, right, with more channels that I enjoy watching. So tell me also in the comment section what if there's like channels that I missed that I should be checking out, because I make YouTube content. I'm a YouTube content creator. I have my channel. Me and Drako hangs out and we do content, but we also watch a lot of YouTube. And that's sometimes, I mean, there could be weeks where I don't even watch TV or Netflix at all, because I'm just watching YouTube all the time, which is a bit crazy. Just board games night and day. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed the list. I hope you will be here in a few weeks. There will be the 5,000 subscribers celebration weekend, where there'll be live streams and a lot of fun stuff and giveaway and all that. And, tell a friend or two about my channel if you like what I'm doing, so we can get more subscribers in there, so we can hit that 5,000 mark soon. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I did enjoy watching all these guys and girls, so, I hope you can do as well. And, Drako watches a lot of YouTube as well. Maybe that's why you have such a focused eyes, Drako. I don't know. Maybe you should have some off-screen time points. Right. Have a great evening or morning or whenever you're watching. Take care. Bye-bye.
Breathe in. Look into these eyes. Subscribe to the channel. Now, exhale.